Hey guys, we're here back again, this time doing another guide, playing Graves jungle this time around. Rotations are basically the opposite of what my last guide was for Lee Sin. Instead of going red buff, we're going blue buff because we are mana dependent, so we're going to go ahead and make sure we get that. Plus the blue buff is nice to have that extra cooldown on my abilities. My first ability I start off with is my E, my third ability there, which is my dash. It does do a nice reload effect, so every time I dash it gives me an extra shot, as you can see there. It's a great ability to just maneuver around with, especially when you're trying to kite enemies or get away or engage. So it's a universal ability. It has everything you need to win. With the jungling, you want to kite around too, because the more you walk around and actually shoot them, it pushes them back and it allows you to basically farm without taking much damage at all. My second ability I pick up is my Q, which has two parts for you guys who aren't familiar with Graves. The first part is it does launch out a grenade, and then the second part is where it meets the ending, it actually pops back up and comes down and does a second amount of damage, as you can see right there. It does stop prematurely and does that second effect if you hit a wall. So that's pretty nice as well. Third ability, of course, you're going to grab the smoke screen. It's a nice one to have because it makes it harder for people to target you, because they lose their sight. They are only nearsighted when they're in that smoke screen, which makes it hard to target anything outside of that. Anyways, so there's that. Again, going red buff. So rotation is blue buff, frog, wolf, birds, and red buff. And I tend to go golems in this instance just because it's on my way down when I'm trying to see how things are going in Baron lane. Sometimes I'll skip it if Baron lane is not looking too good. Otherwise, I'll pick it up before I rotate to Baron lane if the enemy is extended. Otherwise, I'll clear this up, go to the crabs, and then make my way and start putting pressure down on other lanes. But yeah, so we're going to clear this up real quick. We should be heading over to Nasus because he is really extended here, and I definitely want to take advantage of that. So this is why I'm saying in my last video, golems take a while. I spent a lot of time on that, but so I put down the smoke screen because I wanted to be able to put that in front of him in case he tries to run away. And we do secure it, and we flash. We waste a flash. My bad. I wasn't sure I secured that, and so I flashed to see if I can get that last hit in. Here I tried to smite, but I wasn't fast enough. But luckily we'll be able to, you know, fight off this Master Yi here in a second. Unfortunately, there's Zed makes his way down, and we cannot do enough to kill them both. But we do a lot of damage, as you can see. He was half health there. My one mistake there, and this is something to consider, is when you are going against your enemy, especially a Yi, who is in his healing state, he has reduced damage. So you can see that my ultimate did almost nothing there. So what I should have done was I should have waited until he was done healing to dump my ult on him, because it would have killed him a lot quicker. And that's why, like, it did almost nothing at all to him. Just one thing to learn as you're watching this video is just don't do that. Again, I am not a perfect jungler. This is a guide as well as a critique on my own part of what to do and what not to do. It's kind of like a learning point for both of us, for you guys and for me, hopefully. But yeah, so now that we have an opportunity, we're going to go ahead and try to get this Kaisa. Unfortunately, we did not have the ammo up, and we could not connect enough to kill her, but the Braum does get the ultimate onto the whatever her face is. I forgot her name. Misfortune, Jesus Christ. And then we're going to just pop off our Q as much as possible to get that damage out. We are going to wait around. They're pretty low, and I'm going to try to secure them with my ultimate since it's almost off cooldown. Unfortunately, as you'll see here, it doesn't connect enough to do enough damage. I'm pretty sure I hit both of them, but I'm going to actually make my way over to the right, because this is where I anticipated her being, and I was right, and so I took her out, because that is another thing to understand, is you have to have some having that experience, knowing where people teleport, is actually a huge part in making plays and securing kills, because that is a point where people try to teleport. They teleport in safety nets, which is the brush. Unfortunately, Master Yi was able to take me out, and he also took out Braum along with us. And I think the Zed is going to take out this Ezreal. I don't think he can do much, yeah. The only thing Ezreal could have done is that if he had teleport up his, I forgot what it's called, a shift, I think that's what it's called. He could have, like, teleported out at the moment they Zed dumped his ultimate on him. If you are going to go into Zed, no matter if you're jungle, if you're a squishy character, you want to get your invulnerability, your stasis, because that's going to prevent them from actually being able to put out the damage needed to get that extra proc at the end that does damage based on how much damage he did to you. So definitely pick up stasis if there's a Zed. I don't know if I picked up stasis in this particular instance. I'm not sure. I guess we'll see in the end. But here we are. We're going to go ahead and go Dragon now, though. We want to secure objectives as much as possible, just like every jungler. Like, your role is to secure objectives and to apply pressure in the enemy lanes. Because basically you take advantage of people making mistakes. That's the gist of it. Just like this, they're overextended. I'm going to go ahead and run in and see if we can get some damage out. We got the one character in, and we got the other champ down as well. So very nice. Zed's coming up, so I'm going to actually stick around in case they need me. Unfortunately, I think he's going to teleport out. Yeah. That kind of comes into play of experience. If you go against a Zed, you kind of have to know, you have to keep an eye on his clone, his shadow, in case he tries to teleport just like that. It's annoying. There's not much I can do there. I'm going to go ahead and dip and proceed to get the crab. Gold's looking pretty healthy as well, so I don't know if I will go shopping or not, but you could at this point go shopping. But I'm going to clear lanes and then probably rotate to my red buff. Well, I guess I didn't clear lane at all, so that's fine. Which, it's fine too, you don't have to clear lanes. I mean, that's just something I thought I was going to do. Typically, if you have the laner coming up, don't clear his lane unless it's going to die anyways before he gets there. Because you don't want to deprive your laners of gold either. Alrighty. We're going to go ahead and get our second item here very soon. I can see that it's already up. But we're going to go ahead and make our rotations here and grab our farm from the wolves, Blue and Frog. And then, depending on what's going on in the lanes, at this point, you want to always, not even at this point, but oh, whoops. You didn't see that. At every point, you want to have, like, absolute perfect map awareness. It's impossible to have, but you certainly want to try your best in order to maintain map awareness, because by doing so, you can spot those moments where your teammates need you, and you can go ahead and capitalize on that and get those kills in. I was trying to see if the red buff was up, but it's actually in a point where it's a little too risky to stick around. So even if it was up, I probably would have dipped because the Zed and the Kai'Sa were there anyways. And this, again, this is just the game in general. You don't want to overextend yourself, and you don't want to overestimate what you can do when there is more than just 1v1. If it's a 1v1 and you're confident with your character, go for it. But if you're in their if you're in their jungle and you're extended into their jungle by yourself, then you are taking a risk. A lot of times it's safer to just pull back and wait for the moments to come to you rather than try to make those moments happen, especially when you're in their jungle, because they can easily come over to you and gank you, because his teammates will come straight from their side to you quicker than your teammates can come to you on their side, if that makes sense. I don't know if that sounded weird, but alright, so there we go, securing a little bit of farm since we're already there. I'm checking the timers as well. That's another thing, as well as checking to see if enemies are extended, is to check the timers on your objective. So we have like 40 seconds on the dragon and 20 seconds on the I believe it's still the, well, I guess it'd be Baron Nashor at that point. Yeah, we didn't secure the whatever the freak it's called. I'm forgetting names. But we didn't secure the other objective. God damn, I can't remember the name of it. Anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and pop our shot on Kaisa and see if we can get the damage in. Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna get it. Oh, I'm really greedy right now. I really want it, but this is not gonna happen. Good lord. We're just going to secure this. We do have our lifesteal though from our boots, so we can get a little bit of health here too. And we have the fruit as well. So here I'm just basically pushing the lane in, which is, you know, I'm sure most of you guys already know, but if you don't, it's called split pushing. So you keep applying pressure to the lane while they're distracting another lane, so it's forcing somebody in their team to address it, which splits their power during team fights. I'm gonna go ahead and secure Dragon. They're busy right now, and I feel like they're fine because they're down 3 on the enemy team. So we're pretty healthy in that regard. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the Dragon since I have the opportunity, and then I'm gonna go ahead and rotate over to mid since I wasn't sure at that point if they're gonna survive that Yi. It looks like they did. But all right, oh, looks like the Zed's coming in too, so we're gonna go ahead and kind of spot him and see if we can find him. There he is. And do we get him? Yes, we do. All right. Just warding the Baron Nashor there because we want to make sure that no one's gonna get it. Someone pinged the Baron Nashor, so I was actually sitting there to see if they're gonna actually do it. And then I was like, well, they're not coming, even though they pinged, so I'm gonna go ahead and back off because it's actually pretty risky to get Baron Nashor by yourself earlier on, because you might think you have it and all of a sudden he's gonna dump damage on you out of nowhere, and you're just wasting your time and you might just end up killing yourself looking stupid. So only get Baron Nashor by yourself extremely late game. Otherwise, you want to do it as a team. That's why I kind of just broke my attention on that. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the red buff potentially. I'm watching the map. I'm trying to see if they need me, and I'm seeing a big old fight happen, so I actually sidestepped the red buff and went straight over to them. And I'm trying to see if I can get there and actually put down some shots as well on my part, but unfortunately it doesn't look like I can do much. I kind of arrived late there. But I wanted to make sure they were okay in case the fight was extended. Sometimes you have to prioritize team fights over objectives if you feel like it's just not going to benefit your team to get that objective first. So as you can see now we're getting Baron Nashor. So with Baron Nashor, you typically want to get that when they have, I guess you would say, more people down than you. Down being dead. Because then it makes it harder for them to fight that. Because even if you guys are fighting on it, typically if they have more people dead, so less people to fight with, they're not going to take that risk to steal it from you unless they have snipes or they have somebody who can kite really well and kind of just poke slowly while you guys fight off the Baron Nashor. You want to take advantage of when they're down. So the biggest thing is, yeah, take advantage of when the enemies are down to do objectives like Dragon and Baron Nashor. You can see here, this is what I was talking about with kiting. So like you can see I'm constantly just running around and just popping my smite even on him earlier on and just getting my damage out while not taking too much. Even against a Nasus who chunks when he hits, he can't do much if he has somebody kiting around him. And so it's really nice. I mean, I don't have any kind of armor pen really, so like I don't chunk him, but I can whittle him down slowly until my teammate got there. Here I'm trying to lay down some damage too, but just there's just not enough. I just throw out a Q just in case they decide to run back in, but they didn't. I'm putting down some vision too, so I can go ahead and spot the Zed. I thought he was low, and I wanted to see if maybe I can get some shots out, but he was already too far away. Oof, man, I chunked quite a bit in this late game build here, though. We gotta be a little bit wary of Nasus. Looks like he was CC'd to Oblivion, so we were fine though. Here's where like you want to, you know, you don't always want to force your way in, especially about this early on. This is kind of early to be in there, especially with the other towers not down yet. Sometimes you want to just, you know, run away when they start to like whittle your team down. We already have one person down, and if we do end up killing more, we should be able to secure this win, but it looks like we're not going to be able to. So I'm telling them to back off because this is just too much. They're going to keep having people spawning, and we're not going to be able to replenish our team as fast, so it's not worth. People make mistakes of sticking around for too long and basically dying to the enemy team while in their base, and then they get aced, and then they come back and push your lane and go into your base and just destroy you. It's a very common thing to see so far. You want to be smart about your engagements. You don't want to overstay your welcome. I do see that dragon is up though, so at some point I do want to take that. At this point I know that they're going to go ahead and try to get it too, because they just killed somebody over there. So now again, like I said, somebody's down in our team, so now they're taking advantage of the dragon. And they do get it, unfortunately. Just clearing the lane real quick so it's not pushed. There's a Zed here. He's not doing so good. I can be a little aggressive now though, because I have my guardian angel and I'm not too worried about dying, because even if I die, I'm typically okay. So here I'm gonna go ahead and break the focus from Nasus. I could have stayed on Nasus and potentially got a kill, but I knew my teammates had it, and so I wanted to just break away and focus on the other guy running away. That's another thing too, is you don't want to be overly greedy, because then you can miss out on other kills. And there you go. So that's how I play Graves jungle. If I don't cover some stuff, I will definitely try to do another video with Graves, where I talk about all the other things that I do during that match. I only have what's in front of me, so I kind of just talk about what happens as it happens. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this gameplay, playing some Graves in the jungle. Again, he's also another jungler I'm starting to really enjoy, and I really want to start maining. Him and Lee Sin are the two junglers I want to start maining, and that's why I kind of did those videos on them for the guides, because I'm really getting into them and I'm really trying to understand their mechanics and how to properly engage and farm and rotate with them and apply pressure. And hopefully over time we can start doing more videos of these on different champions, and then revisit old champions and kind of fill you guys in on what I've learned over the last few months or years or whatever, and hopefully we can all improve together. Again, if you guys like this series, definitely leave a like on the video. Let's see if we can get it to 200 likes. I've been really trying to see if we can get those videos to 200, and so far I don't think we've been close enough to secure that 200 like count, but we've been pretty close. There's one that actually hit 215 a week ago, which got me pretty excited to finally hit those 200s again, and we're kind of just right under it every time, so hopefully we can push for that, and I'd really appreciate it, because it really helps me on the channel, gets me in the algorithm, and it brings more people to this community, and we can all enjoy the content together. But again, leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. Later!